Greetings, everybody. Welcome to this platform. This is a breaking news that is coming up from Paris. There have been an attack in the center part of Paris committed by a young man. According to information we are getting, these video footages are just coming now from Paris. A young man armed with a knife and a hammer in the center part of Paris. I've been to that place, a very beautiful place. This young man, he came to that place armed with this weapon, attacking three people, killing a German citizen using a knife, and then wounding two other people using a hammer. So the young man was going around shouting Allahu Akbar while committing this act. And according to information that have been released by the Interior Minister of France, Mr. Gérald Darmanin, this young man had previously been arrested in several such similar attacks or plotting to carry out such similar attacks since in 2016. And according to the Interior Minister of France, this attacker may be suffering from some mental disorder, and the man told police that many Muslims are dying in Afghanistan and in Palestine. That is why he carried out this attack. Now, this is very unfortunate. And these are some of the reasons why you see the people in the West are very, very angry with Muslims and are very angry with migrants in general. Because when things like this happen, when you want to protest because people are being killed in Palestine, you go out and you carry out terrorism attack. You only fuel right-wing politics in the West. Terror attack will never succeed in establishing any political win in this modern era. The international system is built to fight against extremism, chaos, and terrorism. So this is very, very sad. And we have seen such behavior or such attacks in the streets of Europe, in America. Such attacks pose a huge threat to modern society. Terrorism attack, once you are pushed to carry out terrorism attack, you have already lost, because the international system is built to resist against terrorism, kidnapping, and things like that. So once people start carrying out terrorism attack, it undermines any political objective or any political agenda that they may want to pursue. This is really bad. And the result is that far left movements within the Western society will look at such people as threat. And many Western countries, their population who live in this peaceful environment will tend towards far right leaning political figures to lead them. And that is exactly what has just happened in Netherlands, where you have this guy, Geert Wilders, who have won the election. His political party, a far right movement, is now controlling over 35 seats in the 150 seats that are in the Netherlands parliament. He is going to be the next leader in Netherlands. And his policy are against migrants. He's calling for stricter rules in terms of asylum seeker and refugees that are going to affect mostly Muslim people. Because every time you carry out such an attack, you become a threat to the society. The far-right movement are going to drum the issue that Muslims pose a threat to Western society. Because if you are enjoying Western hospitality, you have citizenship, as this young man was a French citizen, and you use that space to attack people, then people would now start to justify that there is a threat coming from the Muslim society. That is why you see, even in the United States of America, a right-wing leaning politician such as Donald Trump is polling higher than Joe Biden, who is a moderate. And what is the whole catch point of Donald Trump? He's talking about the threat that comes from migrants. Because of such attacks, many people will tend towards right-wing leaning political party that are calling for restriction in asylum cases and deportation of migrants. So such attacks are not good. And we see them all the time. Each time you see some stupid man in Sweden burn a Quran, which is not acceptable. You don't see such violent behavior when you see more Islamic radical groups such as Al-Qaeda and many other groups that targets the Bible, that they secrete the cross. You don't find Christians going out to kill people like that. This has nothing to do with Islam and Christianity, because most Islam people are very peace-loving people. I have a lot of Muslim friends. as well as Christian friends. But when you see such actions, people shouting Allahu Akbar, carrying out such attack against innocent tourists, you end up having a war where right-wing politicians such as Donald Trump becomes the president in America, Jihad Wider becomes the president of Netherlands, the president in Argentina is also becoming a right-wing leader. So such terrorism attacks are counterproductive, and our Muslim brothers must know that. Before the current war in Israel and Gaza, there was a lot of goodwill towards the Palestinian people. But when you watch the killing of those civilians in those settlements in Israel, a lot of people in America, including Joe Biden, they become very, very timid in speaking out for the just cause of the Palestinian people who deserve some justice. So this is breaking news that is coming out from Paris, that a terrorist attack have happened. A young Muslim man shouting Allahu Akbar, armed with hammer and a knife, has attacked tourists, killing one German citizen and wounding two other people with a hammer. According to the French Interior Ministry, that young man was a Muslim, shouting Allahu Akbar, somebody who had previously been arrested for similar attacks in 2016. So we will be monitoring this situation, and I want to bring it to you with this African perspective to highlight to our African brothers that when you are in abroad, you are in other people's country enjoying hospitality, you must be very tolerant. Otherwise, you find right-wing people will come out banning Muslims, banning migrants, because they perceive a threat from such events. So we really have to be very careful. And I hope we continue to educate our people so that such happenings will not play into the hands of right-wing people that is going to affect millions of people across the world in less developed countries who rely on their people who are in the diaspora to send money back home for their upkeeping. Ciao.